And this is Cassie. She's from Cadet Troop 52407. We're going to do some box oven cooking today. We're going to do a recipe that came from the Surviving the Great Outdoors year. Yeah, we have the shirts on even to match. In that year it was called deer droppings. You can also call it monkey bread. One sounds a little bit more appetizing than the other. So our ingredients today are 2 cans of biscuits, cinnamon, sugar, and in here I have brown sugar. And then we have some Pam spray to spray our pan. And as I said, we're going to use the box oven. If you haven't already, watch Miss Barb's video. It'll take you all through it. We've already got our charcoal started. Our oven is hot and ready to go. So we're going to take you through the steps. So we are going to spray our pan. Cash, you want to spray the pan? Okay, I'm going to spray the pan. We are going to use a Ziploc bag. And in our Ziploc bag, we are going to put a half a cup of sugar and 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. Cass, here's the sugar. Go ahead and open that up. Latch is a little broken. Need a half a cup. You can use the spoon if you need to get some more in there. To fill it. No. You want to get it all the way to the top. Let's give it a little bit more. If your measurements aren't 100% exact, it's not a big deal. This is going to be the coating on the biscuits. Go ahead and dump that in there, Cass. Alright, we're going to use that again, so go ahead and set that on the tray. And then we need the cinnamon. And the tablespoon. Hold that. Alright, go ahead and put that in there. Put that back down. We need a little bit more. Alright, go ahead and put that in there. And then you can close your bag, mix that up. The next thing you're going to need is your biscuits. You're going to open up your thing. Cass, I'll open one. You can open the other. Looks good. They're both open. So we've got that open. What you're going to do is you're going to separate them into the biscuits. There should be 8 in each can. And then you're going to cut them into quarters, into 4 pieces. So in half and then in half again. Cash, you cutting or am I cutting? Absolutely. So go ahead and cut them into 4 pieces. And then they go in our bag. And your piece piece sizes don't have to be exact. You're just gonna cut each one in half and then cut it half again, and then it can be dropped in the bag. Smells really good. Love the smell of cinnamon. And I didn't mention in the beginning, but we have, of course, have our hair pulled back, our bandanas on, and we washed our hands right before we started. Always have to be safe. Cassie said they're kind of sticky. If you don't want to use the knife, you can also try to rip them apart. Whichever one you'd rather do. Because the pieces don't have to be exact. So you can try both methods, see which works best for you. So at this point, we've got over one of the whole cans done, and we're working on the second can. It's fine. As I said, it doesn't matter if somehow you end up with 5 pieces from one or only 3. It's not a big deal. Once all your pieces are done and they're all in your bag, you're going to seal it up. And then you're going to shake it and cover everything in that cinnamon sugar mixture. Cash, you want to shake?
Yes.
We also need a stick of butter for this recipe, and we have to melt it. So I'm going to put my butter in this pan right here, and I'm going to stick it in our box oven so that it melts.
Whoa.
Our box oven is nice and hot, so that shouldn't take very long. Kind of need to break them apart a little bit, make sure that they're sticking together, that all that yummy cinnamon and sugar mixture gets in there. the sugar more, you can adjust your recipe. Do a little bit more of one, a little bit less of the other. If your pieces are sticking together, you can break them up and seal it again, shake it some more, whatever works best. Very forgiving recipe. I think Cassie likes the smell of it.
Yes.
Seal it up and give it another good shake. And then you're gonna spread it out in your pan. Wanna help?
Yes.
I have some pieces that are sticking, so I'm putting them back in just to get a little bit more coating on them. And we'll pull out some of the other ones. But it sounds like my butter might be melted. Oh, almost halfway there. I'm gonna check on that again in a minute. Whatever. You get a little cinnamon and sugary. I do have paper towels right beside you, Cass. You don't need to use your shirt. Don't recommend using your shirt. I have some pieces in here that weren't quite as covered, so I'm breaking them apart and we're gonna give it one more good shake. I'm gonna put those in here. So they're spread out across the bottom of our pan. Looks like that. They're slipping and sliding because we sprayed it really good. Combining my garbage a little bit. Cass, can you give me a paper towel? You do make a little bit of a cinnamon sugar mess, but it smells good. All right, our butter should be about melted. Cass, can I have oven mitts, please? And I'm going to move the pan off to the side so I can put the melted butter on the hot pan on the cookie sheet. Our butter is melted. We are going to add in a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. These are my little characters. They keep it from getting hard. Alright, that goes into the melted butter and gets mixed in. Yeah, little gingerbread people. Kind of cute. School fundraiser at some point in time. Have to support McKnight. Now remember, this butter is still very hot. It just came out of the box oven. You're mixing in the brown sugar. oven mitts to pick it back up. And we're gonna pour it on top of our pan. We want to coat the whole thing. Gonna kind of move our pan around, make sure everything got coated. So now it looks kind of gooey. I'm going to put my oven mitts back on and we're going to put this in the box oven. She says it should take about a half an hour to heat. Of course, we always check it a few times just to make sure everything's going as it should. Just a quick look. Here is how it looks sitting in our box oven. We got our hot coals underneath. Looks pretty yummy. We're going to close up the box oven and check on it in a little bit. We're going to give it another peek, see how things are going. Ooh, look at that. Looking really good. And I can tell you it smells amazing. It doesn't look like it's quite done yet. A little bit longer. We just pulled ours out of the oven, the box oven. I think it ended up being in actually for about 35-40 minutes. I kind of used some taller cans and razors a little bit higher because I was afraid the bottom center was getting burnt. But it looks and smells so good. So now for the best part. It's done. Looks good and we're gonna eat some. This is a perfect thing to have for breakfast, brunch, or as dessert, warm with some vanilla ice cream. Because you know, we're not at day camp in vanilla. We're not at real day camp. This is virtual day camp, and vanilla ice cream works in your freezer where it melts at day camp. So lots of yummy options. Our pan's still hot, so I'm going to use my oven mitts to hold it while I cut. Another plate. And the good thing is you don't absolutely have to have a fork. You can use one, but you don't need one. You can pull it apart and eat it. Careful, Cass, it's hot.
I know.
But it is yummy. I hope you guys enjoy your monkey bread as well as we do. Thank you so much for spending this time with us cooking in your box oven. Thank you to everyone who's involved in Girl Scout Day Camp Virtual Edition. We've thoroughly been enjoying it. We hope you have too. Have a wonderful day. Bye.